Hello everyone, this presentation is about the comparative versus superlative in English grammar. So we are going to review some of the rules and then practice with some exercise. Okay, the comparative is used to compare two things, people, animals, objects, etc. When we compare using short words, those are called also adjectives. One or two syllables specifically. We need to add the ending er plus then at the end of the adjective. Look at an example here. He is taller than me. The adjective is tall. You add er to form the comparative. Taller. He is taller than me. This is me. Okay, I'm comparing myself with this person. Next example. My car is cheaper than your car. The adjective is cheap. Add er and then. Okay, so those are only short adjectives. Those are the ones which follow this rule. Okay, another rule for you. If an adjective ends in one vowel, vowels, you know those. Here we have, those are the vowels plus consonant. So if you have one of those vowels followed by a consonant, we need to double the consonant and add er. Look at these verbs. This big, bigger, we add another G to make the comparative. Hot, okay, hotter. Thin, thinner. Fat, fatter. Those are the only adjectives that are going to have one extra consonant at the end. Let's continue with the third rule. If an adjective ends with y, we change it to I and add er. Look at those verbs. All of them, adjectives, all of them end with y. So instead of say happy with y, you change happier with I. Funny, funnier. Easy, easier. Ugly, uglier. This is the third rule that only applies to the adjectives with y. Now, when we compare two things or people using long words or three or more syllables, we add more plus the adjective plus then. Those adjectives are long, so we need to add more instead of the ending with e and r. Okay? Example, Maria is more beautiful. Beautiful is the adjective. Than Jennifer. I'm comparing two people here. So it is subject, verb, quantifier more, and the adjective, followed by then, and at the end, the other object, person, animal that you're comparing here. Now, next example. This book is more interesting than that book. My adjective is interesting. Okay, so you have this quantifier again, more interesting than. Now, there are some exceptions to this rule. Those are the irregular verbs. Irregular words or adjectives. Let's look at them. Good, better. Okay, it's not gooder or more good. So this is an irregular adjective. Bad. Words. Bad words. Far. Further. Further. Little. Less. Little. Less. More. Much. So those irregular adjectives are not going to follow the same previous rules. Those change the comparative totally. Let's move on to this exercise. Some of you have already done this exercise. So you need to write sentences using the words below. You have those adjectives. Okay, so you are going to form sentences using all these adjectives, one per each. For example, I want to compare two movies, so I'm going to say the horror movie is more interesting than the action movie. You see, you need to use all the adjectives to form complete sentences. Okay, once you have finished those exercises, let's now to check one more topic. This is a superlative. Superlative. What is a superlative? Well, when you want to compare three more things, people, animals, objects, etc., you are going to use the superlative. Let's look at some of the rules. Okay, when using short adjectives, remember in previous class, we check those adjectives that have just one syllable or two syllables. So those are the ones that we are going to add the before the adjective, the. So it is the adjective plus this ending, est. Examples. Red car is the fastest of all. or the red car is the fastest of all. You see, I'm comparing the red car with all those cars. Okay, so I'm going to add this determinant and then the ending for the adjective. Next example, dinosaur is the tallest. Dinosaur is the tallest. Again, you need to add the, then the adjective and the ending est, which means this is the tallest dinosaur here. Okay, move on. Okay, when using long adjectives, the ones that we saw with 3 or more syllables, we need to add the most, not just the, but also most, plus the adjective. Examples: he is the most intelligent student in the class. Intelligent is a long adjective, so you need to add this quantifier that is most. The superlative form is most. Now, intelligentest, this is incorrect, you need to add the most. She's the most beautiful girl in the world. Again, you have this long adjective which is beautiful. Instead of beautifulest, you need to add the most. And as in the other rules, we have some irregular words change. Those are the same adjectives that we saw in the comparative. Look at this: good, best, bad, worst, far, further, little, least. And remember to add the best, the worst, the further, the least. Okay, those are irregular adjectives. Now, second activity for you is to write sentences using the words below. Again, all those adjectives that you have here. Create again one complete sentence using the adjective. For example, important. Important. This is a long adjective, as you can see. So I'm going to say French is the most important language for me. Okay, that's an example of the superlative form. So write please on your notebooks, a piece of paper, the sentences.